Hey, what's going on, guys? Mr. Sanchez coming at you with another lesson for Algebra 2. Algebra 2, lesson 5-1, operations with functions. We've done this one already in class. This is just a video to make sure if you didn't do them in class that you did. And if you need some help explaining it, I can go in detail during this video as opposed to just generally going through it really fast in class. Without further ado, I have one learning target. Combine functions using arithmetic operations. What are arithmetic operations? That's addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. All right, we are given f of x equals 3x plus 2, and we're also given g of x is equal to 2x minus 1. It says find the sum, difference, and product of f and g. All right, so what's the sum? So if we're looking for the sum of these two functions, that means you're going to get f plus g of x is equal to f of x plus g of x. But what does that mean? So f and g refer to the name of your functions. These here, these two things right here, they're functions. And we usually call it f of x. It gets a function of x, or g, and then there's g of x, right? So they're just names of functions, all right? You know how we get y equals 3x plus 2? Well, it's just another way of naming y, okay? Um, and so what we're saying is to find the addition of these two, you're going to do f of x plus g of x. And I'm doing it in these colors on for a reason, right? So f of x is in blue, right? So you're going to do, to find f plus g of x, right? And that's how you write this. You're going to do red plus blue, right? So you're going to do 3x plus 2 plus 2x minus 1. And you're probably wondering why that. Well, that's what it means to do combine them, right? And then you're going to do 3x plus 2x, that's 5x. And you're going to do 2 minus 1, which is plus 1. And that's what f plus g of x is equal to, okay? All right. And that's all we're doing for this. Summing is easy. It gets a little bit more complicated when we go to our next one. Differences, f minus g of x. So what we're going to do here is we're going to rewrite our two functions, right? So it's red versus minus blue, or blue minus red, right? So our function says f plus minus g of x. Now, if you remember, f of x is equal to 3x plus 2. So we're going to rewrite, we're going to put that in parentheses, 3x plus 2. It's going to be this minus this. Okay. Now, what happens when you do this? When you're doing subtraction, let's think about this clearly, okay? You're going to get 3x minus 2x. That one's easy. 3 minus 2 is just 1x. So we're going to write x, all right? But you need to write the parentheses, because if you don't write the parentheses, you're going to forget that it's, some of you might do 2 minus 1, and you might say it's 1, but that's not the case because of this minus. So what you're really doing is 2, right, minus negative 1. Minus a negative becomes a positive, so you're going to do 2 plus 1. So what's 2 plus 1? That's going to give us 3. So you're going to end up with x plus 3 as your final answer. All right. We're now subtracting. So it's important to keep that in mind. All right, let's go over to the harder one, which is the product. Product is what happens when we multiply f times g of x. So once again, it's we're gonna write it like this: f times g of x, which is f of x times g of x. We're gonna do 3x plus 2 times 2x minus 1. Right? So you're going to want to do the distributive property. So you're going to do first 3 times 2x, which is going to be 6x squared, times 3 times negative 1, which is negative 3x. You're then going to have to do 2 times 2x, which is a positive 4x, and then 2 times -1, which is a -2. You're then gonna have to combine like terms, right? Since nothing else has a 6, an x squared, we're gonna bring that down because nothing else has an x squared. And nothing else has just a number by itself, so we're gonna bring that down. What happens here, we gotta combine these two right here. -3x plus 4x. -3x plus 4x is just gonna be positive 1x, so it's gonna be plus x. So you're gonna get f times g of x is equal to 6x squared plus x minus 2. Now, this is the normal way to do it, and it's very easy for us to do it in this way. But just in case you don't know how to do it this way, or it doesn't make sense, we're gonna do this using the box method, which I showed in class, okay? And hopefully this makes sense to some of you guys. So on the top, we're gonna have 3x plus 2, right? And on the side, we're gonna have 2x minus 1. All right, and let's use some purple. All right, what's 3x times 2x? 3x times 2x is gonna multiply to 6x squared. You're then gonna multiply 2x times 2. That's going to give us 4x. You're then gonna multiply -1 times 3x. -1 times 3x is -3x. And then -1 times +2, which is -2, right? You're then gonna rewrite this. You're gonna rewrite this as 6x squared. You're gonna add across this diagonal going this way. -3 plus 4x is positive x, and then -2 because there's nothing else. And that's our answer. And you're gonna see it's equal to the exact same thing over here. Those are two ways to do the same problem. You choose whichever one works best for you. It really doesn't matter to me. Okay, so if you know how to do the distributive property, go ahead and use that. If you want to use the block method, go ahead and do that. All right, and now we're gonna go on to our last part, the quotient. So the quotient is actually pretty easy. That's when you divide both of them, both functions. You divide one function by the other. All right, f over g of x. That's gonna give us f of x. What's f of x? 3x plus 2 divided by g of x, which is 2x minus 1. And guess what? That's all we can do because none of these are factors of each other. So we're just gonna leave our answer like that. And that's basically it for quotient. If you have any questions on these, just please feel free to ask me during class. Other than that, guys, have a great day. I'll see you all tomorrow. I'll see you all in class. I was about to say tomorrow, but we don't have class tomorrow because you don't know when I upload these videos.